But at the same time, it can be true that his fan base is using it to push that other message. And so I believe then, for clarity's sake, Kendrick is going to have to clarify that, because it's one thing to have a beef with another artist, right? It's something else to feed into a cultural narrative that fosters division between brothers and sisters, right? And that would undermine the Pan-Africanist movement. Right. Yeah. That was the first time when the they part, I'm kind of understanding what they're saying. But I'm hoping that what you're saying happens to be the truth.
That's you can't get on me. I might jump on the stage with a stick on me. Every cornerback women got a pick on them. Every Glock in it big got a dick on it. How you watching my live won't click on it. I'm a butt on a rolling, no tick on it. They ain't tell you about Rude, I got a kick on me. I just pray that my dog don't switch on me.
Reset TV, was going on? This is your host Gravitating Away, and we got a pretty interesting one from Dr. Umar. And listen, he goes on the channel Hustle Over Everything. I've been checking these guys out. They're pretty dope, man. They're pretty dope. So go over there, y'all. Subscribe. We gotta show love. You know, I'm a small YouTuber myself, but I gotta admit, they've been dropping some bombs. I love the style they got going on, because, you know, Dr. Umar had a previous take on their channel and things went left. But hey, I digress. They're talking about the Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us track, and the title for this video is Kendrick Lamar is being divisive to the black community. Now I'm gonna hold my thoughts. I'll fill in with my commentary throughout the video, and then hopefully you guys can share yours at the end. So without a further ado, let's drop the video.
When Kendrick says they not like us,
he's talking about us. Like literally me. Like me, I'm they.
Yeah, I got to do some research.
No,
I thought he was just talking about Drake as an individual.
No. He's talking about us, like black people that are not American. Like me, my parent. I
didn't look at it like that.
That's what I'm saying though. Like that's the conversation.
I didn't. That's the first time I've heard that.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Yeah. They not like us. It's not a virtual signal for Americans to dislike Canadians.
Bro, but
listen.
Okay.
When he says they not like
us, wait. We gotta wait.
Let it finish though, fellas.
Let's get you a mic.
When they say they not like us, that is simply a battle between Kendrick and Drake. That's all it is. It is they not like us. It is simply the same thing as if you're on a basketball court and your team is up. You like they not with us. They not with us. It's the same thing. Now I get.
Now, this is what I will say about that. I just want to jump in real quick. For me, as a hip hop head, right? When I heard They Not Like Us, I thought of people like Drake, right? And it's not necessarily the whole whiteboard thing. Shout out to Rick Ross. It's just like infiltrators, right? They'll carry on this culture, because let's not be stupid about this, right? Hip hop, it's almost intertwined exclusively with black culture. This is what they would have a lot of us believe, that hip hop is black culture here in America, right? So when I hear Not Like Us, I'm just thinking of the Drake types, right? People that are like, for instance, Drake has made, and not to pocket watch, I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure he's made hundreds of millions of dollars, forgetting that, you know, he got to be split three ways. That's neither here nor there, but he's made hundreds of millions of dollars. But people can't tell you how he has contributed or invested back in the community, right? It's a lot of culture vultures. I used to hate that word, but over the years I'm watching, there's a lot of culture vultures. So when I hear Not Like Us, it could be, you know, interpreted in many, you know, different ways. But these guys, the hosts, a couple of the hosts, they feel like, hey, man, if you're not an FBA, right? This thing Tariq Nasheed is pushing out there, foundational black Americans, right? If you're not an original black American in terms of lineage here in the US, people are taking it that way, because there is a group out there pushing, you know, they're cosplaying Kendrick's Not Like Us to fit their agenda in turn. But I don't think you should go too deep into it. But let's get back to the video.
I get that y'all are Canadian. I can see where, you know, a hit against Drake might be like a personal sting, but we can't get lost in that, because then that goes right back to what Dr. Umar says, right? That letting a rap beef seep deeper into a culture that's already splintered is gonna do far worse damage, right? So when Kendrick went in the studio and said they not like us, I don't want y'all to be out here thinking or put it out there that, oh, that's Drake saying Canada blacks are not blacks. No, it is simply.
Hold up. You need to understand, Americans are coming through with that like unequivocally, bro. Like 100%. If you look at, I can show you comments right now on our IG of guys saying, "Oh, you cheesing, fam?" Like literally.
Yeah, because that's a funny line from
but
the
I also
song.
think two things can be true at the same time. In other words, I believe it can be true that Kendrick, that's not his intent of his message. But at the same time, it can be true that his fan base is using it to push that other message. And so I believe then, for clarity's sake, Kendrick is going to have to clarify that, because it's one thing to have a beef with another artist, right? It's something else to feed into a cultural narrative that fosters division between brothers and sisters, right? And that
gotta jump in because a lot was said. First thing first, Canada, like, chill out with, you know, feeling some type of way about a lot of the puns that Kendrick was using, right? His catchy phrases he was using to I guess pretend he was a Canadian rapper. I love that part. You're cheesing, fam. Like, I love that. That was supposed to be funny, but I think the more, you know, serious element to that whole take is the whole not like us for these guys. And I've heard some people here in the US said it as well. Like, you know, it's being used to foster a division. And I'm not gonna hold you guys. I'm not trying to go deep with that. Unless it's about consciousness, I'm not trying to go deep about what this person think or that person. Shout out to Dr. Umar. But, you know, again, this is another guy, but mind you, he makes a lot of great messages. But Dr. Umar, you don't even have a black wife. You know, that's just me. You know, you're so pro-black, but, and it's not that he got a snow bunny, but you don't even really, you know, rock with a black wife. You got baby mamas. So for you to say that Kendrick has to come out here and speak on it, look, some of y'all might understand, yeah, you know, he has a good point. That could be true, but I'm on the boat that I will say I don't think he has to, right? He specifically made something about him and Drake, and he left it into interpretation, because when you're saying not like us, some people are going to utilize it and say, who's us? And they're going to say, no, us is this, that, and the other versus this, that, and the other. I mean, it gets into a lot of nuances. But I don't think Kendrick has to come out here and speak on a matter, because you guys give power to these little small groups here and there, right? They call themselves grassroots movements, like Tariq Nasheed's FBA group. And no shade, no shade. You probably respect what Tariq, you know, is doing out here. And you rock with something, by the way, he has trademarked and has been making money off of. Just to throw that out there, but no shade. But you can't make that bigger, right? Let's just say it's a group like Tariq Nasheed's that is utilizing Kendrick's "not like us" catchphrase on that track, and now making it bigger than what it is. I don't think you guys should really fall victim to that. And if people feel like, hey, you're not like us because your parents aren't American originally, or grandparents, maybe you're second, first generation from Haiti, from Jamaica, from Trinidad, etc. I don't think you should take offense to it. As the whole said originally in the beginning, we're such a splintered group, man. So many issues going on. I just don't see how this right here, right, like tops the cake of it all. Like, that's just me. That's just me.
I would undermine the Pan-Africanist movement. Right.
Yeah.
That was the first time when the they part, I'm kind of understanding what they're saying. But I'm hoping that what you're saying happens to be the truth. But Kendrick needs to clarify it. Yeah. And he also is going to need to rebuke his fan base for turning this into anything other than a beef between two artists. Right. Because we can afford that to undermine the Pan-African unity that we have in the Western Hemisphere.
That's if he identifies as a Pan-Africanist.
It doesn't matter if he identifies as a Pan-Africanist. If he sees himself as a black man, right? Why would you not see them as your brothers and sisters as well? Because if you're going to say that I'm Black American versus American African, you see, if he says I'm Black American and I see myself completely different from Black Canadians, then he becomes a weapon of division.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that last part, which is super important if it exists, but it's never, Kendrick's never been on record. He's never been somewhere and said, well, I'm Black American. I don't know about them blacks over there.
I feel
he simply walked into, he got into a beef. He said, oh, you got this song? Well, I got this song. And you got this song? I got this song.
I'm with you.
I'm this song. So,
but now though, because the fan base has tried to turn it into something else, you now have to speak to it. Right. It's like if somebody tries, let me give you an example. A couple years ago, I beefed with a brother in the conscious community, right? And when I went at him, I talked about him being a light-skinned supremacist, and you pale, and you albino, and when I go to...
All right, couple things to touch on, but clearly Dr. Umar was talking about Tariq Nasheed. I mean, it's somebody else I think he's speaking of, but I'm almost familiar with this. He's talking about Tariq Nasheed. They were going back and forth for a few moments here and there. I mean, nothing serious, but real quick, one of the hosts pointed out something very deeply profound. Even if you feel like, right, Kendrick Lamar is not like us, it's something divisive, let's make no mistake about this. Kendrick Lamar has never been somebody that was about division, right? Like, hey, I'm FBA, I'm 100% Black American, you're from Africa, you're from, like, Kendrick Lamar is not about that. That dude stay pushing positivity and unity out there. And it's something I'm gonna address at the end of the video, but Kendrick Lamar himself has never been about that. So that's why I say, I don't think he has to come out here, right? Now all of a sudden claim to people who want to delineate from, you know, the term black in terms as a carpet statement for all blacks, which I understand both sides, but Kendrick Lamar is not a symbol of division when it comes to that. That's just how I see it. So I don't think he has to come out here and speak on it, being the fact that Kendrick Lamar has never spoke on division. That's just me again. Let's continue.
Right?
I remember.
I'm thinking this is just me and him. But guess what? My inbox started getting flooded up with light-skinned Africans. And I'm like, damn, Dr. Umar, you thinking you just going at him, but you offended all these other light-skinned Africans who love you too. You feel me? So guess what I had to do? I had to go public and make it clear that that was just me in the moment, trying to get back at this one brother that as a Pan-Africanist, I do not do light-skin supremacy. I do not do dark-skin supremacy. I was simply coming at him because he was coming at me, which could be the same as Drake and Kendrick. So now Kendrick got to do what Dr. Umar did and make that public statement, apologize if in any way I assaulted my Canadian African brothers and sisters, because this is just me going against Drake. It wasn't me going against Black Canada. You feel me?
I feel you.
He needs to do that for the sake of the race, to keep the peace.
All right, I like how they ended things there. Look, even if Kendrick would come out and clarify it, you know, a little bit more intricate, I don't think it will hurt anything, right? That'll still be dope. I just feel like if he doesn't do that, then that's fine as well. I mean, in the next episode of It Ain't That Deep, I present Dr. Umar on Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. Couple things to say, and you know, we could head out of here, man. Look, growing up here, right? I couldn't be all the way like 100 with y'all. I have Haitian parents who came here as teenagers, right? A lot of people don't know, you know, Haiti contributed a lot to the U.S. government's freedom. Shout out to Georgia. You can check it out in Savannah. There's a monument, right? During the Revolutionary War, a lot of Haitian voluntary troops came, right, to fight for the struggle of American freedom. But their main operative, right, was to hope their freedom, their fight for freedom, would help the Black enslaved Americans here in the U.S. That didn't go forth. And why am I mentioning this, man? There are those of us that don't subscribe to like everything that makes us different, right? I see everything that makes us the same. And I come from elders that has preached this thing to me, whether it was from the Nation of Islam, the Nation of Gods and Earth. I was around deep brothers and, you know, men of wisdom that has me superseding this thing a lot of y'all now want to cater to. Whether it's the FBA movement, whether it's this Pan-African movement, a lot of people have their own prejudices, right? And I think it's detrimental to your growth as a human being, number one, and especially if you look at yourself as a Black man or woman. But moving forward with this whole Kendrick Lamar Not Like Us situation that Dr. Umar, I think, is giving too much steam to it, is the fact that, look, I ain't y'all leaders, man. I tried that, you know, whole movement, pro-Black this, pro-Black that. One thing I understand, people, right, are deeply rooted in their divisions. So, yeah, I could make it deeper than what it is, but what is it gonna solve? What is it gonna prove, right? I really feel like whether you're from Africa, Haiti, Trinidad, Jamaica, you're Black American here in the US, I really believe people have their deep-rooted, right, faults when it comes to division, and they're gonna stand on it. So whether Kendrick talks about this or not, people are gonna feel the way they feel. A lot of times it's rooted from their bitterness, failures in life, maybe a horrible experience, right? Now that you wanna bring it on the front street of things and make it like your end all to everything, right? Some people can have a bad moment with this person, that person. Like I remember growing up in school, my last name, Toussaint, right? They clearly see that I'm Haitian just from certain things, whether I spoke Creole or not. Look, I got made fun of, right? But I'm a man, you grow past that, right? Imagine me today as a grown man because of childhood experiences, now putting it on the entire race of Black Americans here in the US. Just like some Black Americans, you can't put your bad experiences and now say it's, oh, every, you know, so-called Black immigrant or Black person of a different descendant has an issue with you. Like, guys, y'all not gonna go nowhere in life like that, right? I just wasn't brought up under that umbrella. I was brought up by great ones, you know, men of wisdom. I'm telling you, man, men of knowledge that made me see past a lot of stuff. So for those of you that are still going through this, man, may the force be with you, man. I salute you on your journey to nowhere. Honestly, it's a journey to nowhere. Once you understand we all need each other, you kind of grow past a lot of the differences that keep us, right, on the ground to nowhere. So for me personally, Dr. Umar, it ain't that deep, bruh. I love the Kendrick Lamar Not Like Us track. I think it was much needed because you had a lot of Drake groupies. Keep in mind, I've been a Drake fan since comeback season, right? But you got a lot of Drake groupies that automatically claims Drake as the greatest when a lot of those numbers are skewed because it's more like popularity. It's not a core representative of the hip hop that I knew, right? Talib Kweli, Mos Def, etc. You know, Wu-Tang Clan. I'm being honest with you, right here in Florida, man. For me personally, my Trick Daddies of the world, JT Monies, I can keep going on and on. Project Pat, Memphis Boys, you know, UGK. Look, from Texas, look, I could keep going on and on. When I hear Drake, right, cosplaying as this dude that has been embedded in hip hop, I get cringed out, right? Because that ain't you, bro. You the grassy Drake, and there was nothing wrong with it until you acted like you're this thing of ours, right? So Kendrick separated all of that because of the fans. That's why, to me, he said not like us. He was talking about the culture of it. The culture specifically dealing with hip hop. That's just me. If I'm wrong or I'm off, y'all let me know in the comment section. But man, I rock with all my brothers and sisters. End of the day, and if that's not good enough for you, look, man, you gotta be on that solo journey on your own and find the truth. It may not hit today, but I promise you, if there's a chance for you, it will hit tomorrow that a lot of the things some of y'all subscribe to is not beneficial for your life, your children, or your family and your surroundings. I guess I went deep and I said I wasn't, right? But look, shout out to them boys over there, man. Y'all check out their channel. Shout out to y'all, man. I respect all my brothers in this game, man. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it positive, man. I'm not y'all leader, but I will say this, man. There's a lot more to life than this division and negativity, y'all, man. But that's all I got for you. If you're new to my channel, you liked anything I said right here, man, subscribe. Help me grow. Excuse the light. There's a lot going on back here with the children. I don't want them on social media. But look, hit your boy up anytime. Hit that notification bell so you can know when I'm dropping. But this was fun to react to because it touches on a lot of things from my upbringing. I watched a lot of division growing up from each side, by the way. I know this side want to say it's more on that side than the other. Man, I've seen it on all sides. If I'm to be honestly true about it, I've seen it on all sides, y'all. But that's it, man. This was Gravitating Away on Reset TV. We need a reset. I'ma holla at y'all.